With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhaupt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Friday, Huskers fans. Today in Huskers news, Nebraska women's basketball forward Alexis Markowski and guard Jazz Shelley were each named to the preseason's Jersey Mike's Women's Naismith Trophy watch list, the award given to the top women's college basketball player in the country. That initial list in the preseason is given to the top 50 players in the country, so good on the Huskers for getting two names into the top 50. Tonight, Huskers Wrestling opens their season with a home duel against North Dakota State. That duel is just about set to get started, so we'll provide you some updates throughout the show on the early results. And Huskers Bowling went 3-2 today at the Track Cat Clash with a total pinfall of 5,024, finishing the day in 6th place. In pro sports, late last night, the NBA's Brooklyn Nets suspended superstar point guard Kyrie Irving without pay for a minimum of 5 games in the fallout of Irving promoting a documentary that featured anti-Semitic falsehoods this past Sunday. Multiple meetings with the press, Irving, while claiming to take responsibility, failed to give an apology, prompting the Nets to finally suspend Irving late last night. He will miss a minimum again of 5 games and will not be allowed back until he meets objectives set by the Nets organization. Irving did eventually finally post an apology last night on his Instagram. In better NBA news, among a full slate of games tonight, keep an eye on a prime matchup at 9 p.m. as it's the 5-2 Trailblazers taking on the 6-1 Suns. And just one game in the NHL tonight, 2 of the league's hottest teams, the Buffalo Sabres and the Carolina Hurricanes. They're dropping the puck in actually just a few minutes, so I'll give you a scoreboard update in the top of hour 2. This update is presented by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items like equipment, trucks, and trailers? Currency is here to help. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhaupt, and Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Left elbow with it is Gary, drives inside, spins, puts it up and in! Jawan Gary and an N1! Put him in a spin cycle and got the 2.
It's overpass shot by Kalen Hart, kaboom! Start dreaming a little. Return, they throw it out. It's a lateral. Williams looking to throw the football, now being chased out of the pocket and shoved out of bounds. He'll lose a dozen yards. Clear back to the 34-yard line. Williams got shoved into the Husker bench. Quentin Newsom again there, DB.
Yeah, he is all dog today.
4 seconds to go. In the quarter, deep right side. Maddie Kroll on the corner for 3. You betcha! Maddie Kroll with a punctuation mark hit in the first half.
McKenzie, perfect pass, set to the right. Lonstein, kaboom! Woohoo! Waking babies all over North Bottoms. That's 18-15, Big Red.
Finally, Griesel gets the defensive carom. Down the 4 to Lloyd, shoots the 3 on the way. Bang! A ring! Ramel Lloyd Jr. with a big 3.
How about that shot? Casey rolls, steps, throws, has a man downfield. Vokalek makes the catch. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Here we are back with a Friday night of Sports Sunday. I was telling the guys earlier that this is our, listen to this now, this is our last Friday show in November.
Really?
How about that?
And it's the first Friday of November.
Right. And it might be our last Friday show for about 6 weeks.
Wow.
Because we have volleyball the next 2 Friday nights, and then, of course, Black Friday, we have everything going on.
It's literally every sport that's
everything
in action, I think, is...
So football will be going until about 10 o'clock that night. And then the first Friday of December should be NCAA volleyball. So, yeah, soak it in, folks. It's the last time you get us on a Friday night for a while.
Yeah, I mean, party shows are going to be on hiatus for a while.
I know. Going to have to figure out some other way for people to entertain themselves out there tonight. We're so glad you're with us here on this Friday night. I know it's so busy. It's been really busy in Lincoln all week long because of state volleyball. Good luck to all the high schools that have been competing, and congratulations if you made it to state. That's a great accomplishment. I know we're whittling it down or about to the final round, but congrats to all those great athletes and the caliber of play in this state. I know JB and John Cook talked about this on their show the other night. It's really, really high, so congratulations to all them. State football is into the second round of the playoffs tonight, and we have wrestling on here in the studios.
Let's go, yes. By the way, how about that? Because you talk about Nebraska high school volleyball, and you had 3 players that are on the Nebraska volleyball team, and they did not win a state title.
Right.
So that just
From
goes
one school.
Yes, from one school that all were playing together at one point, and they didn't win a state title. So that just goes to show you how deep the state is at high school volleyball.
Well, and I think that Waverly team couldn't get by, if my memory's right.
It was Lindsey Krause's team, right?
Scott. Lindsey Krause's team.
Yes, because Lindsey Krause won a state title, right?
Yeah, she did. So that's who they
That's
kept,
before I got here, but I do remember that.
That's
so
who they kept kind of bumping into in the state tournament, so they couldn't get by them. But yeah, it's really good. Congratulations! What a fun time of year for that. And I know a lot of people are they're going to be bundled up tonight, Jessica, for state football games. If you're outside tonight, it is cold.
How was it 85 degrees yesterday morning?
Right.
And about to snow here in a couple hours tonight.
Yeah.
Like, what a turnaround.
It's crazy how cool it is out today. And then tomorrow, it's going to be a little cool as well. They're talking about 43 at kick. The precip's going to be out of here. That's good. But 43 kick and into the 50s by the second half. As long as the sun's out, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, speak for yourself. You're in the booth.
You're down there in the field. It's even 10 degrees warmer on the field than up in the stands.
I went and got, because I figured it's about to get cold no matter what from here on out. And I had to prep myself for better winter gear.
Did you
because
get
I was not on the sideline.
The little hand pack things?
I didn't get those.
You can get like any convenience store. Go in and buy some of those.
Some warm, okay.
Because then you pop them and put them in your glove, and then heat your glove up.
Well, I got some better gloves that are actually like legit weatherproof and warmer, and they still work with your phone. So I had to invest in those because I do not have like legit winter wear. So fleece, tights, all of the above, because I got to be
You're going to be fine tomorrow.
prepared.
Next week.
I'm kind of a wuss, though, when it comes to cold weather. Me and Andrew do not handle it well.
All bets are off next week, but you're going to be fine tomorrow. Trust me, you're going to be fine tomorrow.
Right.
But next week, I can't make that promise to you next week, or Wisconsin or Iowa. So the last three have the potential.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just am preparing myself.
Well,
and last year it was my first winter here, and it was pretty mild, right? That's what everybody kept telling me. Like you
San Diego like winter here.
You got to ease into things last year. So I didn't really necessarily get prepared for any of this.
You're going to need to this year, I think. So, folks, if you have some helpful hints for Jessica, you can certainly pass those along to us tonight with a call or a text at 402-413-2400. That is our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. We have an amazing, and I mean an amazing show coming your way tonight. Jeremiah Searles and Jessica's latest podcast is up where you listen to your podcast. We're going to play a snippet of that here in a little bit. That is always entertaining for me alone, just to see the headphones every week.
Yes, amazing, amazing. How about this? Jeremiah is coming to the game tomorrow.
Oh, good.
He'll be there, and he's bringing his son, Oliver, for the first time.
First Husker game.
Yeah, so this is his first unofficial visit, you know? So Jeremiah's saying that he's the class of, I think, 2032, something like that. No, it would be what?
More than that.
2035?
Maybe.
If he's 3.
35 sounds right. For high school.
Yeah.
A high school class. Yeah, that sounds about right.
And he said that literally he eats anything that you put in front of him, so he's an offensive lineman in the making. So
not surprised.
Keep that pipeline rolling. But
not surprised.
So yeah, he'll be here, and it's a big day tomorrow for the game. It's the annual military appreciation game.
My favorite pregame show of the year, by far.
How about last week when the parachuters were coming in and you couldn't see?
They're coming over the top of us.
And so you kept saying, "Here's the final one," and I'm like, "Nope,
no, there's 2 more.
We got another one coming down. Nope, there's 2 more."
Usually there's 4. There were 6 last week.
I was trying to play-by-play to you the sky jumpers because they just kept coming. I didn't know how many there were either, and then all of a sudden here comes.
They kept flying.
And then there was a tandem.
There's, I think, a helicopter fly over tomorrow because they were out practicing today.
I'm surprised they didn't save the sky jumpers, but they go on this nationwide tour where they go to all these different colleges. But I was surprised that they didn't hold them off to be here at this game. But there's so much going on pregame, and that's kind of a show in itself. But there's going to be a lot of cool things surrounding this game, and we're going to talk more about it here on this show tonight with Lonna Henrichs, who has an announcement with some attire, some Husker gear that you can buy that actually benefits the military.
Fantastic. That's coming up in hour 2. We have that. We're going to talk Husker rifle a little bit later on in this hour. Their season has been underway for a month or so, and Nebraska's pretty good at this sport. And you had a chance recently to talk to their coach.
Yes, I did. And so she's got some young talent, and her second year, Mindy Miles, second year as a head coach. And boy, she was a stellar athlete in herself, qualified for the Olympics, was a 4-time All-American. And so I think she's a really, really good head coach and is figuring things out in her second year. So we're going to talk a little bit about rifle. And, I had no idea. I had no idea how that sport worked. I mean, I will be completely honest. Yeah. I'm not even going to fake it.
Most of us don't.
And so I didn't know how you win, how the process works, none of it. And so she probably thought I'm like, this lady that I'm talking to has no idea. I'm like, I just think educate all of us, because I think probably a lot of people are unfamiliar of how the sport even works. So
a lot about breathing. Control your breathing, steady your shot.
It's about being a perfectionist, which is why she says women are better at that sport than men.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
Very true. Look forward to that. That's coming up here in hour number 1. Hour 2, we'll talk to Lonna about the military-themed Adidas line that is out there for folks, and I think that's going to really get some people excited about that. And Andrew is just champing at the bit for the picks segment.
Did he have a rough week last week?
We're fixing to find out.
Champing, yeah.
We've had a big discussion about that too with some of our listeners.
You know what? And I can't remember
champing.
who it was that told us on the chat that I said it wrong because I said chomping, and now I've said it now to multiple people in conversations not on the air, and they've said, "Why are you saying it that way?"
Yeah, it's old English.
Because that's what it's called. And they're like, "No, it's not." And I said, "Google it."
It's old English.
And so if you Google it, it is really champing.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't believe them either. I had to Google it. But
and boy, are the suggestions coming in. Art in Los Angeles says, Greg, since it's going to be cold tomorrow, make sure you wear your wig. That will keep you warm. And TJ said, Jessica, get hot hands and toasty toes. Ice fishing and deer hunting in cold weather, those are priceless. So there you go. There's some suggestions.
I appreciate it. Hey, by the way, going back to the wig and the costume from Monday, my brother saw it and wants your sweatshirt that Jim sent in. He thought those are pretty slick looking.
That's right there. That actually is kind of a cutoff one. It's not a full sweatshirt.
It's
I
not.
think that probably was meant for you, but we'll see.
I got a smaller size. Yours is a large. I got a medium.
I'll show you during the break. Good news from Devaney. Liam Cronin, the Huskers 125, is a winner by decision. So first match is done out at the Devaney Center. Husker Wrestling underway, their duo with North Dakota State out there tonight. So full show. Want you to be a part of it as well. 402-413-2400. Time to tell you to buckle up, put the phone down. It's a reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We're back with Jeremiah Searles, everybody's favorite. That's coming up next.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns-for-teachers.
Hey, Huskers fans, tomorrow, Nebraska football takes on Minnesota. Husker Game Day is live at 7 a.m. with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. At 9, Greg Sharpe hosts Countdown to Kickoff, followed by the Mickey Joseph pregame show. At 11 a.m., Greg, Damon, and Jessica Coody bring you every angle of every play as the Huskers battle the Golden Gophers. After the game, Bill Dolman and Damon host the fifth quarter show. Then Greg will talk to Mickey Joseph and Jessica will speak to Huskers players before Matt Coatney and Jay Foreman talk to you on Big Red Reaction. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres Solutions. Forever Refuel. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Friday night. Dennis on our text line wants to know, Jessica, if you were given a choice of flying with a jet for a flyby or jumping out of the plane, landing on the field, what would your choice be?
I would definitely jump out of a plane to land on the field, because then you get to see it from up above still, and then jump in. I've been skydiving before. It was awesome. I loved it. I would love to do it again. And so that kind of would be kill two birds with one stone and get to do it in the stadium. That would be amazing.
Yeah, be cool.
Would you do that?
No, I would do the flyby. Keep me indoors. Keep me inside of a cockpit somewhere. Do that. All right, and I'm sure Jeremiah would be with me. And he talked with you earlier this week for another edition of his podcast.
Yes, so the Sideline Slice, presented by Valentina's Pizza, drops on Mondays, but we wanted to give you a snippet of it here as we really dive into Minnesota. He's very well-versed on Minnesota. He's studied them a lot, and, you know, he's I guess recruiting a couple of their offensive linemen potentially for the draft. So we started off here, this first question, just kind of going back and talking about how good the Husker defense played, especially there in that second half.
Yeah, you know, I think they even played pretty well in the second half, too. You know, you only give up 6 points in the second half, and, you know, that's a pretty good thing against that offense, you know. But it's exactly right. Illinois plays the time of possession game. That's what Brett Bielema's offenses have always done. From back when I remember playing him in 2009, or 2011, excuse me, with Russell Wilson and Monty Ball in Wisconsin. You know, that's what he does. And so to have a back like Chase Brown that you can just hand the ball to 34 times and he gets stronger as the game goes on, it's hard on a defense to just get leaned on that many times. I mean, even if those runs, and the thing I love about the Illinois offense and really even Minnesota's offense, which we'll get into, is just the patience and the commitment to the run that those offenses have. You know, you're watching in the first and second half, first quarter, where our defense is getting some penetration, and Luke Reimer's just slicing in there and making tackles, and Ty Robinson's doing big things, and they just stay committed, because then as it got to the second half, you're exactly right. Offense goes 3 and out, they're back right out there, and then those 3 or 4 yards turn into 6 and 8, and then those 6 and 8 turns into 10 or 11, you know, and they just stayed super committed to the run. But I thought the guys rose to the challenge right off the bat. You know, that's a good football team. Illinois is a ranked football team. They're going to have a good chance to win the West. And we went toe-to-toe with them with as long as we could, you know, and eventually the complementary football piece comes in of offense helping defense, defense helping offense. And it just, unfortunately, in the second half, our offense just could not help the defense out of getting them rest or scoring points when they gave them an opportunity, like the interception in the red zone.
All right, Mo Ibrahim, I know you've been a big fan of his. There's some good running backs in this league. Where does he rank and stack up in your mind when you talk about Chase Brown, some of the other guys in this league?
When he's healthy, he's the best back in the league. You know, he's running through an ankle injury right now, and he's still probably up there in consideration for the best back in the league. You know, his patience, his ability, the thing he doesn't have is that burst, second gear, drop the trailer and go. You know, but the thing that he does have is he just always falls forward for yards, and he is as patient as they come as a runner. He will sit behind that big offensive line that Minnesota has and just wait and wait and wait. And then his acceleration is second to none. His top end speed's lower, but his acceleration when he puts that foot in the ground and goes is fantastic. And he finishes runs physically. You know, I compare him a lot to Anthony Grant and how he finishes runs, but he's just more polished of an overall runner. You know, so he's definitely a guy that we're going to have our hands full with, especially down our inside backer. And we're having Ernest out there. Hausman, who's still a young pup making some starts. You know, him and Reimer are going to have long days chasing down 24.
You mentioned it might be rinse and repeat. So what are the similarities and differences between Minnesota and Illinois in terms of offensively?
Yeah, you know, they're very, very similar. I think that the thing that that Minnesota does so well and has done so well forever is their execution of the RPO. You know, they do a fantastic job with that run-pass option. Tanner Morgan's been a quarterback there since Vietnam, it seems like, so he's been there forever. You know, but he's able to just go out there and execute that. And the thing they do also, they take up all 40 seconds. If they got 40 seconds on the play clock, they're snapping it at 39 and a half. You know, they love to eat up everything so that the defense has to start showing their hand and has to start being, okay, where are we going to be lined up so that he can decide, am I handing the ball to Mo Ibrahim on the outside zone? Am I pulling it and throwing the quick slant to Brevin Spanford, their tight end on the inside? You know, since they've lost Chris Ottman-Bell on the outside, Minnesota hasn't been quite as explosive down the field, you know, but a lot has been focused on their big tight end. He looks a lot like Austin Allen, in my opinion, you know, big, tall, lanky guy. You know, but they've run a ton of RPOs to him over the middle. He's a 6'7", 270-pound tight end. That's a guy we're going to have to absolutely watch out for because the entire offense is ran through 24 and Brevin Spanford.
What about their defense? What have you seen out of their defense?
You know, they're not as super stellar. You know, they're extremely sound. You know, they don't have a guy that I would say considered, like, they don't have an Obey Mafi like they did last year, who's a second-round pick at a pass rusher. You know, they have a guy named Marcus Rush, number 8, who's a good guy. He's a high-effort guy. He's just going to run around the field, you know, but that's all that defense is high effort, high intensity, running everywhere. You see 11 hats running the ball every single play, and they just kind of make you play the long game. You know, they have so much faith in their offense that when they give them the ball, that they're going to be able to march it as long as they can, that they just kind of let you go down the field and do your thing, and it's a bit of a bend, don't break defense. But ultimately, they've done very, very well at this year of just stopping the run and forcing guys to throw the ball. And so I think it's because all they do is practice against the run all spring and all fall camp. So I think that they're just extremely sound defense. They don't do anything super flashy, and they just want to line up in base defense and just let their guys play in the scheme.
All right, give us some players to watch.
Whoever plays quarterback, I guess, on offense, that's one of those where it's like, okay, who's going to come out there? I would venture to say it's not going to be a one quarterback offense this week. I think it's going to be a Logan Smothers. It's going to be a Chubba Purdy. It's going to be, who knows? You're going to see some special things. I don't think if Casey can't play, it's just going to be, well, this is the guy and we're just rolling with it. On defense, a guy that's been really intriguing to me and a guy that I think is continuing to have a big year is Isaac Gifford. I think that he's a guy that's playing at a very high level, and he's going to be one of those guys that's matched up on Brevin Spanford, like I just talked about. Can he be that JoJo Doman type that plays that middle road of to make him hand it, make him throw it, and then make him guess wrong and maybe steal an interception or steal a tackle for a loss? I think he could be an X factor in this game with how he plays the RPO and the way he defends it. So all eyes will be on him. But I'll tell you what, he's a young, exciting defender that I'm having a lot of fun watching this year.
I think he's a guy, too, that Bill Busch is relying on to communicate getting guys in spots, too. Like, he's kind of been a voice out there, especially without Nick Henrich. I think he does a really good job of seeing what the offense is doing and then making sure that guys are in their right spots.
Yeah, I would completely agree with you. He looks like a field general out there, and to see him grow and continuing to grow is exciting because, man, having a guy like JoJo was last year where he was kind of the eraser of the defense, right? If things went crazy, you saw 13 flashing and making a play. I'm starting to see Gifford make some of those plays. He's very sound in his tackling. For some of the stuff that we've seen this year of the poor tackling, I think he's done a nice job of it. So he's a guy that I think is primed to have a big game this week, and him and Reimer are going to have huge games.
All right, keys for a Husker victory.
Yeah, I think the first key, and I'm going to say it because we were so poor at it last week, is you cannot turn the ball over against this team. 4 turnovers, your odds of winning basically go to 0. And especially against a team like Minnesota that's just going to continually milk the clock. And if you let them steal a possession of you, you might only get 3 possessions in the first half. That's just how this team operates. So that's one key. The second key on defense, you have to be great on first and second down. This Minnesota offense loves operating in front of the chains. They love living in 2nd and 5 and 3rd and 3. If you can beat them on first down and get them into 2nd and long and create a 3rd and long, that's where, because they don't have Chris Ottman-Bell and Tanner Morgan doesn't love standing in the pocket and just being a true pocket passer, when you force them in those obvious passing situations, it's really a good thing for our defense, And then up front, our third key, I'm just going to say it again, is just finding a way to get after this Minnesota offensive line from our defensive line standpoint. They have John Michael Schmitz, who's arguably the best center in the entire college football. They brought in a bunch of transfers. Their right tackles from Notre Dame, their right guards from Michigan, their left tackles sophomore, so this kind of was like a mismatched offensive line, and they've done a fantastic job of being able to just create holes in the run game. Guys like Ty Robinson, guys like Colton Feast, those guys have to find a way to disrupt on this offensive line, and those my keys kind of go hand in hand there of winning on first down and being disruptive. But the games that Minnesota's had the most success is when this offensive line has just been rolling and creating new lines of scrimmage on the other side of the ball. So those are things that up front, that matchup between the Minnesota offensive line and the Husker defensive line is going to be the one that will tell the difference in this game.
All right, hottest debate of the year on this day, best Halloween candy.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, 100%.
Just the regular or the peanut, like the pumpkin ones?
No, pumpkin ones are trash.
Oh,
just
that's
the
BS.
regular ones. The best Reese's are the tree Reese's at Christmas time.
Yes, and the hearts on Valentine's Day. But I like the pumpkins too.
The pumpkins are trash.
Why? They're the same.
There's not enough peanut butter in them.
There's plenty of peanut butter.
They jip you on the peanut butter. 100%.
I highly disagree. That is
okay.
False.
Worst Halloween candy.
Probably like an Almond Joy.
I'm gonna say caramel corn, or like the candy corn. People hand out like the bags of the candy corn. Like those people are just the worst.
I like if you mix the candy corn with like peanuts and M&Ms. Like my mom does that like mixture. But if it's just by themselves, I'm not a fan of candy corn either.
That's fair.
Do you like the fruity stuff?
I like chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate, Snickers, Twix. Anything that's bite-sized and chocolate's going to get devoured in this house over the next 3 days.
How would Oliver answer this debate?
anything that we put in front of him. He grabbed fruit leather at Trader Joe's yesterday, and he was like, candy. I was like, yeah, sure, and he hammered it. So anything that we tell him is candy is candy.
It's an offensive lineman in the making right there.
For sure. The Verman is going to be the commit of 2032. I'm calling it right now.
All right, I love it. Well, have a happy Halloween and enjoy trick-or-treating. And excuse me, sir, with the kiddos.
Absolutely. And I'll be in stadium next week. I'm bringing Oliver to his first game for Minnesota. So I'll be in stadium. I'll have to come run into you guys.
First unofficial visit.
Yes, first unofficial visit. So don't ding us. Don't ding us, I promise.
Okay, so Almond Joys. I do not like. You
do
just
not
said
disparage Almond Joys.
You like Almond Joys.
I do. It's not my most favorite, but I like them.
I'm so disappointed. You and Damon. Damon likes oatmeal raisin cookies.
I do too.
Oh, I just you just lost some cool points. But hey, Crypto sent us some Halloween candy. Of course, we recorded that on Halloween, and the full episode is out right now, and that is the Sideline Slice presented by Valentino's Pizza. I'm going to go get some Kit Kats right here in this break.
Too.
And eat some of our Halloween candy.
They're one of my favorites. Snickers, Kit Kats. Yeah, those are some of my favorites. But I don't mind an Almond Joy. Sorry.
I do.
Andrew about
You're
yacked.
on your own. You're on your own.
Andrew about yacked over here when I said that.
Yeah.
Earlier on. Oh, goodness. Where this thing's off the rails. Hey, Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. We're going to come back and talk about Rifle, Husker Rifle. Their season is underway. We're going to hear from their head coach next.
Experience the difference at Woodhouse Buick GMC. From the GMC Acadia to the Buick Encore, we're sure to have a vehicle that fits your lifestyle. Our climate-controlled showroom guarantees a comfortable shopping experience every time you visit. Plus, our commitment to our customers continues well beyond the date of purchase. You will leave our lot feeling comfortable and confident in your new vehicle. Start your car buying journey today, in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Preparation is the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Every day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed a hungry planet. CVA's Avail T5 uses patented polymer technology to optimize phosphorus performance, making crops healthier and boosting yields while reducing phosphorus loss to the environment. Register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment, valued at over $1,500, when you go online to cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hoegemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Nebraska Innovation Campus creates partnerships between business and the University of Nebraska. Partners lease office space, laboratories, pilot plants, and greenhouses, all centrally located with easy access to University of Nebraska talent and resources. Nebraska Innovation Campus, creating spaces and culture that inspire. Learn more at innovate.unl.edu.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike.
Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Back inside our Raucous Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you. It is our Friday night show. We're up on our YouTube stream. Children of the Quorum is right with me. I like Almond Joys. He says, but Skittles are better. That's fine.
I like Skittles.
I'm not saying Almond Joy is my absolute favorite, but I like them every now and then. I'm thoroughly enjoying my Kit Kat right now.
Yes, so shout out Crypto for sending us some Halloween candy. We've been utilizing it throughout the entire week. So, but no, I'm not an Almond Joy fan.
All right.
Out on that.
Coconut is an acquired taste. It is.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
And then the
I'm out
chat
on
room.
oatmeal raisin.
The chat room is also into the chili with cinnamon rolls the conversation tonight too.
Well, obviously I don't eat chili, but I just, and it's a Nebraska thing, but I didn't know if you like tear up the cinnamon rolls and put it in the chili.
You can, but no, I don't do it that way. This is a complimentary dish.
Oh, okay. All right, got it.
And Runza, I think, has her chilies out right now. So get those Runzas. Tonight would be a good chili night. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool out there tonight. Something that also is cool is Rifle. Husker Rifle has been one of the better
nice
programs.
Transition.
One of the better programs in the country, and you talked recently with their coach.
Yeah, so look, I did not know much about the sport, and we get the emails and stuff, and so we follow it, and they win a lot, and they're a really good program, and one of only 3 that are all women that compete in rifle, and so I was intrigued on what all went into it. So I sat down with Mindy Miles, who's the head coach for Nebraska Rifle in her 2nd season, and we had a long conversation, but here is a portion of that right now. About recruiting, because I think people are always interested. You ran down your team. Like, how do you go about finding and putting a team together?
I mean, as I said earlier, like it's
everybody's from everywhere. You know, I mean, we've got Norway, we've got California, we've got New Jersey, you know, it spans the whole nation. It really, like, it's really great if they're in a club, you know, but I grew up as an independent shooter, like before Texas had a well-defined program, well-defined clubs, you know, before there were like people you could pay to coach you, you know, because that's now a thing, which I think that means, you know, our sport is coming up, but we'll get there, we're evolving. But how I go about recruiting, you know, I have a lot of interest, you know, whether they find our questionnaire online, whether they follow us on Instagram, they can email me, you know, I can get ones that are already interested that way, but I've gotten a few just at a match, go down the start list, watch them behind their point, watch their groups, watch, you know, like, what are they doing? How do they interact with their teammates? How do they interact with their coach? What about their parents? You know, like, what's everything happening around them and how are they, like, doing in that environment? And that kind of helps weed out some. But really, after that, it's just, like, watching their trajectory, right? So if they're slowly improving, or are they really hitting that slope and coming up, or are they just kind of like petering out, you know? That looks different to every coach.
Right.
So I can't tell you exactly. It's kind of just like coach's intuition of like seeing how they're progressing, seeing like what they're doing. Is their equipment changing? Are they like learning something new? Because if you have a relationship and you've reached out over email, we can have an email relationship, right? So I can't necessarily like, not all recruits. So I think it's junior, well, sophomore, they're rising juniors that summer. They're rising juniors. That's when I can contact them. So it's right as soon as that hits, I send out the emails where hopefully I know their email and I know who they are and I've kind of watched them. So knowing that I need to make contact as soon as possible. So if they haven't already contacted me, I make sure to contact them. I'm still getting into it, still learning. You know, you learn stuff as you go. It's only my second year where I'm really in charge of this. So it's a learning curve. You know, I just made a coach's account on Instagram. So
where can people follow you?
It's at coach_Miles_NED. So yes, nice. I post a lot about the team, you know, our team scores, you know, whatever I'm doing just to connect. Like, because I used to use our official profile, like the Nebraska Rifle one, but nobody knows that it's me, you know. So I'll message a recruit and it doesn't get answered because they think it's the account, not, you know. So I went ahead and made my own account. So one, I can brag on my kids because they're amazing, but also connect with others.
So Husker fans are amazing, obviously, and they love to support all sports. So how do they come out and support you guys? And they can come to home matches, right? And what are those like for fans? You can cheer, or what do you yell if something good happens?
Yes, so we are a special bunch of people, and you know, once you're in, if you're in the range, so you'll know when you're in the range. There's a big heavy door that you go into, and that's not generally where we cheer. Like, you have to be pretty quiet. There's music going, so that masks kind of like the loud noises, but it's not something. Woo! Somebody did well. It's like. Keep quiet.
Like golf.
Yeah. So even if somebody did well, it's kind of like a quiet clap, like you know. So, but we have a viewing area outside of the range where people can go and look at TVs. So we have a monitor there set up to where you can see the match going on inside, because it is a little cramped conditions inside the range. So if everybody's in there, it's a little weird just walking around each other, but it gives them a great opportunity just to come and see, like, watch them and like, oh, that's the shot going off, like, oh, they're really changing a lot, oh, they're moving this, and then once they get in position and they are shooting, it's like, oh, they don't move at all. It's like, yeah, it's a little boring, but it's okay.
Well, I mentioned at the top, and you broke down the team, just kind of getting the season underway, but expectations, how excited are you for the potential of this team, what the championships are in March, so you got a long season ahead of you, and I know Coach speaks probably 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time, right? But are you excited about what this team could potentially do this season?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned consistency. That's the one thing we absolutely need to achieve. The talent's there. We're going to be picking up points here and there, and hopefully, you know, as the time goes on, that's a steady increase. these scores are there. I really believe that we'll make NCAAs, but not only make it, but make a good show of it. You know, there's some teams like TCU, West Virginia, Kentucky that are just breaking records, really setting up the bar. And I want to get there, but I think that'd be asking a lot, right? But what I ask is to give me their true potential every day, right? And as much as they can from that. If you come off the line and you're like, Coach, I did the absolute best I could, that's what I want. And really that consistency, just a few points here and there, you know, like what's the minimum I can expect from you and build from there, you know. But they've really done a good job. I mean, personal records have been set. Team has been, I mean, we broke the small war record last weekend. We broke the team record. We're on a good start. But the thing I actually said to them after that match was, you know, you gave me this and you set the bar, but now I know that it can be up here. So that's what I want.
Perfectionist in you, right?
Yes. But that's the thing, like, it's there. It is there for them, and I want it for both of us. So I really ask that the consistency be there and just always be improving and hold yourself to a high standard, you know, and they all have it. They can all do it.
Again, that is Mindy Miles, the head coach for Nebraska Rifle, and that is just a small portion. We had like a 20-minute interview, a 20-minute conversation about all things rifle and her background in it. And she started out as a basketball player, but I think her dad just Googled scholarships and realized that rifle was a sport that a lot of women could get a scholarship in, and then she went all in on it. But it's fascinating. It really was. I was intrigued to learn about it, and she's young, and she was one of the best in the country, not just in college, but on the national team at one point for the United States. And so, yeah, she's got a heck of a background and is very accomplished already. And so I think she'll be doing big things with this program.
Good for them, and they are pretty darn talented. I know they lost a couple of matches last week. I always get nervous when we beat, like, Army. I don't know if that's a good thing. Good thing. Matt in Raymond said, you guys are talking about rifle. My father, Marvin Anderson, was the rifle coach from 1990 to 1993. We needed some new rifles, spent about $25,000, and immediately the women started doing better. So that's a cool little story right there.
Wow.
Good to hear from you, Matt.
I like the event where they ski and then shoot.
The Winter Olympics.
Yeah.
That's one of the Winter Olympics sports.
Yeah, you can listen to that full conversation with Coach Miles on YouTube or our podcast platforms, wherever you listen. So if you want to learn more about the team, it's out right now.
Very cool. Hey, buckle up, folks. Put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We're back to wrap up Hour 1 next.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
It's harvest special time, and you can save $3 per foot or $3,900 per quarter-mile system now on a T&L pivot system. Pivots worked long hours this season battling dry weather to save top-dollar corn and soybean crops. But did your pivots work like no other? If not, it's time to invest in a reliable, safe, low-maintenance T&L irrigation system. Hydrostatic drives move these durable workhorses continuously across fields. So get an irrigation system that works as hard as you do. Contact T&L Irrigation, your local T&L dealer, or visit us online at TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation Systems like no other.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I'm the warmest too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. 402-413-2400, the number to be a part of the program. Final few minutes here of hour number 1. On our text line, Irv and Skyler said cornbread and chili. I'm with you, Irv. I grew up with that a lot more than I did cinnamon rolls. I'll go either way. I love cornbread.
I do too. I'm a big fan of cornbread with soup, not chili.
So yeah, same kind of concept though.
Yes.
This goes really good with those type of things.
Yes.
And in the candy discussion, Tim in Minnesota says, feel free to roll your eyes or boo, but I like chocolate-covered raisins.
Gross. Yeah, we're booing. We're booing you, Tim.
Yeah, I can't do that. See, I like oatmeal raisin cookies, but I can't do chocolate-covered raisins. Can't do that.
I do like
Tim.
craisins in my salad, but I don't like...
You that little cranberry thing?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in that. I'm out on that one, Andrew. I'm out on that one.
But I do not like oatmeal raisin cookies.
I know you don't. I heard you and Damon talking about that on our flight to Purdue a few weeks ago.
I bet Damon likes Almond Joys. Oh, I asked him. Let's see what he says.
He's getting ready to coach a game. Don't be bothering him right now.
He said, no, I'm Team Twix or 100 grand. Only chocolate he eats.
Okay.
So you're on your own on Almond Joys, Greg.
No, Children of the Corn's with me.
Well, I meant like radio team, you're on your own.
Yeah. Hey, optimize phosphorus performance for a stronger, earlier start using Avail T5 phosphorus fertilizer enhancer and register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. What a fascinating hour. I mean, Coach Miles from the rifle team, Jeremiah Searles. We've gotten into chili
Candy,
cinnamon rolls, candy.
Skydiving.
Whether you would skydive or just be in the cockpit. So, how about all
Cold
that?
weather attire. I mean, we literally covered
We did.
a lot of topics.
We did. This is our final Friday show for a month, so we had to make the most of it, and we're only halfway through. When we come back, we'll get into the picks segment and see how we all did last week, and there are some fascinating matchups tomorrow. Can't wait to get into some of that coming up here in just a little bit. Our Sports Alley Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned that you can always find what you were looking for with Woodhouse. When we come back, an update on what's happening at the Devaney Center. Husker Wrestling opening match of the year against North Dakota State. It's a tight one. We'll give you the latest from there, all the day's headlines, and our pick segment, all on the other side.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
No, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
No, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry, bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. Husker students on the debate team and Bateman competition public relations team earned national championships this past year, marking a first for each program. The debate team claimed victory with one of the youngest teams in the country, while the Bateman competition public relations team won their championship by building a PR campaign for the Lymphoma Research Foundation.
He flipped the two, Krause and Batenhorst. Here's the serve to go Millian, guides it to her setter, well done, set to the middle. Shot won't drop for Anastasia Rush. Now Nebraska sets middle. Keelan Hort, that does drop. 25-9. Wow.
Hey Huskers fans, this Sunday, join us for Sunday matinee volleyball as the Huskers take on the Northwestern Wildcats. John Baylor and Lauren Cook West are live at 12:30 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red. With the GoCurrency.com sports ticker, I'm Tim Mulhelpt on the Huskers Radio Network. Happy Friday, Huskers fans. Today in Huskers news, Nebraska women's basketball forward Alexis Markowski and guard Jazz Shelley were each named to the preseason Jersey Mike's Women's Naismith Trophy watch list, the award given to the top women's college basketball player in the country at the end of the year. The Huskers had 2 names in the top 50 in the country. Congrats to the women's program in both Jazz and Alexis. Tonight, Huskers wrestling is opening their season. They are currently halfway through a home duel against North Dakota State. They lead that 9-6. For Nebraska, wins in by decision for Liam Cronin, Boo Dryden, and Peyton Robb. Dylan Drogmuller and Michael Weber had the 2 decision wins for North Dakota State. So a good one so far tonight for Huskers wrestling. We'll see how that finishes up. And Huskers bowling today went 3-2 at the Track Cat Clash with a total pinfall of 5,024, finishing the day in 6th place. In pro sports, late last night, the NBA's Brooklyn Nets suspended superstar point guard Kyrie Irving without pay for a minimum of 5 games in the fallout of Irving promoting a documentary that featured anti-Semitic falsehoods this past Sunday. In multiple meetings with the press, Irving, while claiming to take responsibility, failed to give an apology, prompting the Nets to finally suspend Irving. He will miss a minimum of 5 games and will not be allowed back until he meets objectives set by the Nets organization. Irving posted an apology to his Instagram late last night following the announcement of the suspension. In better NBA news, among a full slate of games tonight, keep an eye on tonight's 9 p.m. matchup. It is a good one, as it is pulling it up here. The Trailblazers taking on the Suns. Trailblazers 5-2 entering the match. The Suns are 6-1, so that's a good one tonight. And currently in the NHL, only one game on tonight. The Sabres and Hurricanes, 2 of the league's hottest teams. That game is tied at 2 as they start the second period. And just no one asked me, but my candies, I agree with what was talked about earlier between the several people. I'm going to report this as news. Twix, Snickers, and Kit Kats are elite candies, so we're putting that in there as well. This update is presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for heavy machinery, ag equipment, trucks, trailers, and more. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. That's the ticker. I'm Tim Mulhelpt, and Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is next on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Left elbow with it is Gary. Drives inside, spins, puts it up and in. Juwan Gary and an N1. Put him in a spin cycle and got the 2.
It's overpass shot back, Kalen Hart, boom! Start dreaming a little.
Return, they throw it out. It's a lateral. Williams looking to throw the football, now being chased out of the pocket and shoved out of bounds. He'll lose a dozen yards. Clear back to the 34-yard line. Williams got shoved into the Husker bench. Quinn Newsom again there, DB.
Yeah, he is all dog today.
4 seconds to go. In the corner, deep right side. Manny Kroll on the corner for 3. You betcha! Manny Kroll with a punctuation mark kick in the first half.
McKenzie, perfect pass, set to the right. Laurenstein, kaboom! Woo-hoo! Waking babies all over North Bottoms. That's 18-15, Big Red.
Finally, Griesel gets the defensive Karam. Down the floor to Lloyd. Shoots the 3 on the way. Bang! A ring! Ramel Lloyd Jr. with a big 3.
How about that shot? Casey rolls, steps, throws, has a man downfield. Polk makes the catch. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
We're back, final hour of the night, final hour of the week of Sports Nightly. So glad you're with us here tonight. Some of you are probably bundled up, maybe have a blanket around you at a high school football game. Some of those games are kicking off around the state tonight. Stay bundled up. We're getting so much reaction to candy. and we're like 4 days after Halloween, and we're getting candy reaction.
I thought when I was editing the portion of the podcast, I'm like, this will be a fun debate. I never thought we'd get this much reaction.
Dennis said oatmeal raisins with chocolate chips, good.
But he also
Twix
said, I'll take this off the air.
That's fine. We're putting you on the air, Dennis. You don't mind. And Tim in Minnesota, who we talked about, we misunderstood him. He was talking about, is it raisins? Stork chocolate raisins. And they're kind of...
it's not raisins.
It's not raisins.
It's chocolate caramel.
Okay.
Chewy chocolate caramel.
And I'll be honest, Tim, I don't know that I've heard of those, so I would have to try them.
We thought he misspelled raisins.
Right. Right. We thought you had that you didn't get autocorrect on that, so that's why we kind of went with raisins. So.
Oh my goodness.
Everybody good? Everybody okay?
Dennis, just adding chocolate chips to oatmeal raisin does not make it better for me, so you lost cool points for me too. That's what I told Damon, that's what I told Greg, so Dennis lost cool points there too.
Wow, okay. All right, pick segment. We ready for this?
I think
ready
so.
To jump into this?
I left it up to surprise, so I'm curious to see. I'm so mad at my
Your
lack
picks?
of success, so you're reading new news to me. I didn't keep track this week.
Well, our Big Ten game predictions presented by Choices Treatment Center, helping people make positive choices. Let's review, shall we? Last week's games. Ohio State at Penn State. Close for a while. Well, close into the fourth quarter. Buckeyes put them away late. We all went with Ohio State, so all five of us got that right. In fact, all the Big Ten matchups, we were in agreement on every game. We all took Minnesota to beat Rutgers. We all took Iowa to take care of Northwestern. And we all had Michigan beating little brother Michigan State. So we were perfect, all of us. Molly, Tim, Andrew, Jessica, and myself, all perfect through those games. So here's where we get a little off. Notre Dame at Syracuse. A pick six to start the game for the Irish. Only one of us got that right.
Only one of us.
And I said it at the time. I go, that's a really good pick. I just couldn't quite go with it. Jessica's the only one that got the Irish right. Well done.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Good job. Oklahoma State at Kansas State. The entire team flunked this one. Wildcats win 48-0. Nobody took them.
Nobody took them, but nobody expected that either. I mean, that was supposed to be, what was the spread on that?
It was Cowboys by like 3, I think.
I mean, that was just a pathetic performance by Oklahoma State.
Sure was. Pitt at North Carolina. We were split on this one. Jessica, Tim, and myself all took the heels. We got it right. Andrew refuses to take North Carolina in anything. He and Molly took Pitt and got that one.
You know, he did so good starting out because he thought with his head, and then he got ahead, and then he went back to picking with his heart. And so, you know, that's what has allowed him to fall out of the lead. Just giving you some advice, Andrew.
There you go. Ole Miss at A&M. We were split on this one. Jessica, you and I and Andrew all went with the Aggies. Tim and Molly were correct with Ole Miss. Nice road win for Ole Miss to go down there and win.
How about Lane Kiffin's post-game interview? Taking shots.
Classic. He is not afraid to go dig the knife a little, isn't he, after those kind of games. Kentucky at Tennessee. It was fairly easy. Tennessee rolled them. We all went with the Vols. Big matchup tomorrow. Spoiler alert, we'll be picking that game here in a little bit. Wake Forest at Louisville. We all failed here. We all took the Demon Deacons, and it wasn't close. Louisville hammered them in that game. I was surprised.
I was shocked at that. I did not, because Louisville has had some not good losses. I mean, they've been beat, and Wake Forest has looked good, really good at times. So I was shocked at that one.
And, guys, we failed the UCF-Cincinnati game. I think even some of you guys were saying, I can't believe the spread was close because it was like 1.5 points. Yep. UCF rolled them. So we go over as a group with that matchup. It was not a great week for the room.
No good.
We have co-winners last week. It's you two.
Oh.
Tim and Jessica both go 7-4. Molly and I go 6-5.
Tim, is that your first win of the year?
Yeah, I think it is. I think I came in second early once or twice, and yeah, it's been a drought.
Second is first place loser. So,
so you two 7-4, Molly and I 6-5.
And Andrew was 5.
Quiet. I'm not 5 and 6.
Andrew might have gone home.
Wow. Andrew was 5 and 6 last week. So Jessica has stretched her lead to 6 over Andrew and I. I've caught Andrew now for second. Tim is 76-41, so you are 9 back of Jessica. And actually, you're still in last because Molly's at 78-39. She is 7 back. But you gained some ground. You gained a point on Molly.
Okay.
So, all right, let's get into this week's picks. Michigan State at Illinois. Hondo Carpenter, who we're going to hear from tomorrow on the Blitz, absolutely blew up the Spartan program, says they're going to get shellacked at Illinois. Do you agree?
I don't know about shellacked because I don't know. You never know. But I do think Illinois is going to win.
Okay.
Because I mean, can Illinois shellac anybody? That's just not how they're built. They want to, control the clock and not score a bunch. So it doesn't necessarily. They don't. I know they win decisively, but they don't blow out people. So, but I still think Illinois will win.
Homage to Hondo, my friend. I'm taking Illinois, as he likes to say quite a bit. In my friend,
yeah, he does. He calls him his friend
Blitz
a lot.
segments. But yeah, I just think that
we've
Michigan
never shared a
State's-
meal or a drink, but yeah, we're friends, I guess. So,
Michigan State. I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh,
Illinois.
no, you said it. You
I was
said
gonna
it.
say Michigan
You can't
State's
go back.
losing tomorrow. So
That's a good pick, Tim.
Illinois. I'm taking a Michigan.
What's the saying? A card laid is a card played.
Andrew, you going upstream on this one or not?
No, I'm going to go Illinois.
Okay. All right. Tim, Iowa at Purdue, and I will say this. This one could be played in a lot of wet weather, and Purdue has had the better of Kirk Ferentz the last couple of years. How about this year?
This is when I wanted to pick Purdue. My gut's just telling me Iowa. This is tough because it's, like you said, weather plays a role here, especially against a passing offense like Purdue's. I just think Iowa's defense is going to pull one out tomorrow. I'm going with Iowa.
Andrew?
I'm going to go Purdue.
I'm with you. I just think they've got enough weapons. I think they'll get enough points in there. And I know they scored 33 last week against Northwestern, but I still don't trust the Hawkeyes offense. Give me the Boilermakers.
I'm also with Purdue at home. I think they bounce back, and get back in the win column. And I just cannot pick Iowa's offense. It's pretty abysmal.
All right, Ohio State headed to Northwestern, and they're about a 40-point favorite of this game. Andrew,
all.
I'm guessing you're going Cats?
No way.
Anybody?
Nope.
Nope.
All right, didn't think so. So Ohio State set to win in Evanston tomorrow. All right, Maryland at Wisconsin. I think this is going to be a really good game. I think the Badgers, with also some sloppy weather in the forecast for that game, their defense at home, sloppy weather, they'll be able to run the ball. I think they'll beat up Maryland a little bit. I like the Badgers to win at home tomorrow.
I'm with you. I am going with Wisconsin at home, and they've found a little bit of a rhythm here.
They have, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because we got them in 2 weeks. Tim?
Yeah, since Jim Leonard's been there, it's kind of night and day, and they've been red hot. And like you guys said, everything was working their way. Their run game, I think, will be effective. And, yeah, I'm taking Wisconsin.
Yeah, I'm going with you guys. I like Wisconsin at home, too.
Okay. All right, let's head to Penn State at Indiana. Penn State played so well against Ohio State until the last 8 minutes of that game. Indiana coming off of a bye. Hard to gauge some teams coming off of a bye. What do you think?
I'm going Nittany Lions. I think they're coming in hot. I think, like you said, they came close last week. Tough fourth quarter. There's some really good individual players on that team that are draft eligible, and I think they're starting to really pull away and shine late. And you saw some good performances from some of those guys like Joey Porter Jr. at corner, and some of the linemen that they have on the offensive line. I think are going to really set the tempo in this one, and I'm going Nittany Lions.
Revenge tour?
I haven't heard that one in a while, so I'm just going to go Penn State.
I'm just going to go Penn State. I am too. I'm just going to go Penn State too.
All right. Michigan tomorrow night at Rutgers. Boy, the Scarlet Knights got shut out. They didn't even have 80 yards of offense against the Gophers last week. Jessica, do they have any shot tomorrow?
They do not.
Didn't think so.
They
Anybody?
do not.
Nope.
That we can skip through that pretty quick. A couple of bad games in the Big Ten. That's one of them, and so is Ohio State and Northwestern. All right, Andrew, Texas at K-State. Wildcats coming off that unbelievable performance, and yet they're 2-point underdogs. What's going on? Texas going to win in Manhattan tomorrow?
I'm liking K-State in this one. They've showed it doesn't matter which direction they go at quarterback. They've been consistent. So I'm liking K-State in Manhattan. I'm not a big fan of Quinn Ewers on the road. I think he thrives at home for him. But if he travels, I'm not a big fan of him, so I'm going to go K-State.
I'm with you. I don't know how you could pick against K-State after that performance last week. Whether it's Howard or Adrian, I don't think it matters. And I think they play pretty good defense. Give me the Wildcats.
I'm going against you guys. I'm going with Texas.
God, you always like Texas.
I do not. That is false. But I'm going to try to extend my lead even more.
I'm going Kansas State. That clip that went viral last week, I think it was the backup quarterback for Oklahoma State was in and his hands were shaking. And the defense for Kansas State's playing really well. As much as we're talking about their offense, Will Howard and Adrian, and the defense is playing really well. So I'm thinking Kansas State pulls off a close one.
Okay, let's go to the SEC. The eyes of the college football world are on Athens, Georgia tomorrow. Two of the playoff teams as it sits right now, Tennessee and Georgia. I love Tennessee's team. They are so fun to watch play. I think this is a great game. I think Georgia just barely hangs on at home. So give me the dogs, but I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, this is the one I was really going back and forth on. I think I'm going to go, just because they're at home, I think I'm going to go with Georgia.
I'm going Tennessee.
I knew it. I knew you have picked them all. You're a secret Vols fan.
I guess I am. Since they beat Pitt, I think I've picked Tennessee every time we've picked them. So I'm staying with them. I do like Georgia a lot. I was talking about some NFL draft guys. They've got some that are going to be big in this game. I think his name's Kelly Ringo, whoever he is at corner. He's going to be huge for them. He's a great corner. He's going to have to work against some really good receivers, but I think Tennessee has enough weapons to get it done.
Good old Rocky Top.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Revenge tour is gonna go with Tennessee. I like Hendon Hooker, and I also like him having his good target in Hyatt, and I think that too is they're pretty dynamic. So I'm gonna go Tennessee.
All right. Now we go to Notre Dame tomorrow, hosting Clemson and Doo-Doo. Jessica, what do you think?
Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to go with Clemson.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd call it a gut. I'm going Clemson. I don't know. I said it last week. I just don't trust Notre Dame for some reason. I don't really have a great reasoning for that, but I'm going Clemson.
Revenge tour.
He needs to get back in the lead. He wants Notre Dame. Give him the Fighting Irish. I'm going Notre Dame.
I am with you.
Let's
Again,
go.
Bad weather, sloppy track. I don't think Clemson's going to like that cold air coming up from South Carolina. I think they're going to be wanting to go get by that heater and put that big thing around their shoulders. Give me the Irish tomorrow to end their unbeaten record of Clemson.
Let's go.
All right. We're 2-2 on that one. I love it.
Is DJ starting? Do you know if he's...
I think he is.
I believe so.
Then give me Notre Dame.
All right, let's move on here. Tim, Wake Forest at North Carolina State. We had Wake last week, and they hurt everybody.
It's the first time I picked Wake, and they let me down. This is maybe the game of the week. I'm actually going to go NC State at home. Their defense is good. Their defense is really, really good. And I've picked them before and been right. I picked them before and been wrong, but I'm going Wolfpack. I think that defense shows up tomorrow, and I think Wake Forest got a little bit of a wake-up call last week, but I'm going to stick with the Wolfpack.
I still like Sam Hartman a lot. I don't know what happened last week. NC State's quarterback is still out. I don't think they can score very much. I think Wake finds a way to get a win on the road tomorrow.
I think so. And he's a old veteran guy. He's played a lot of football, so he'll bounce back. I'm with you. I really like that quarterback. And to me, quarterback, that you can win a lot of games with a veteran talented quarterback. So I'm going to go with Wake again, and I hope they don't disappoint me again.
Greg, Jess, I'm with you guys. I'm going to go Wake.
Okay, Tim is on an island on this one. All right, we'll wrap it up. One of the Commanders-in-Chief trophy games tomorrow, Air Force at Army. Air Force has been hard to get a handle on. They have hammered some teams, and then they get beat by somebody. You're kind of scratching your head a little bit. I like Air Force to win, even though it's on the road at Army. I think it's a pretty good game. I think Air Force wins.
I'm with you. I got Air Force.
I love West Point. I grew up near West Point. I've been there on many field trips as a kid, but and I hate this because I have a lot of family that are in Army, that root for Army, or we're in the Army and root for Army. But I'm going Air Force because the Army's defense is not good this year. It's just not good. They give up a lot on the ground, they give a lot in the air, and I'm going Air Force.
I want West Point. I got to get back in the lead, and that's what I'm going to do. Give me Army.
Okay. Army, and I don't think the bad weather gets that far back east tomorrow, so they'll probably play in a pretty clean field for that game. So Andrew is the one on the island for that game. All right.
We got some differences this week.
We do. We don't have it. I'm checking the Big Ten. Again, in the Big Ten, we're all the same. Every Big Ten game, we picked all the same. We get sideways with the K-State Texas game.
I picked Iowa.
Oh, yeah, you did pick Iowa. I'm sorry. Yeah, you did. Sorry, that's the one difference. All right, that's the one game we're going to look at. And that kicks off same time as our game here, both 11 o'clock games.
And shout out Gavin, won in the chat.
How about that?
2 in a row?
Gavin went 9-3, right?
I think he's won 2
impressive.
weeks in a row.
Our best record was 7-4.
Wow.
By you two. Wow. Good for Gavin. That's great. Hey, if you or someone you love has a problem with gambling, call Choices Treatment Center at 402-476-2300 or the Nebraska Gamblers Assistance Program at 1-833-238-6837. That is the number. Well, our Sports Nightly is brought to you by Channel. Channel Seedsman. Place products to perform across Nebraska. Get expert advice that yields results at channel.com. We're back to hear about a military-themed clothing line from Adidas. We'll tell you all about that next.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. For the 5th straight year, the University of Nebraska system is a top 100 patent-earning institution. NU system researchers were granted 43 patents in 2021, with UNL researchers named as inventors on 25 of these patents. Husker patents include 3 projects with partners at the University of Nebraska Medical Center and 6 patents for a surgical robot developed by faculty in the College of Engineering.
One of the best Thanksgiving traditions is football, and this year one of the best ways to celebrate that tradition is to hit the road with the Huskers and AAA. This year's annual Black Friday game will be played in Iowa City, and AAA is giving Huskers fans a chance to win a road trip package, including 2 game tickets, a gas card, and hotel accommodations. Enter now for a chance to win at huskers.com/AAA road trip. Again, that's huskers.com/AAA road trip. Expect something more with AAA.
The Season of Inspiration sales event is happening now at Woodhouse Mazda and Woodhouse Place Mazda. This holiday season, arrive with confidence in a Mazda CUV equipped with standard iActive all-wheel drive, and each model has an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus award. When you shop Woodhouse, you'll receive the first year of maintenance on us. Visit us in Bellevue, Millard, or online at woodhousemazda.com or woodhouseplacemazda.com.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
¡Anotación! ¡Huskers! ¡Tremendo jugadón por la derecha!
Hey Huskers fans, tomorrow, the Huskers Radio Network is proud to present Huskers football in Espanol. Coverage of Nebraska's matchup with Minnesota begins at 11 a.m. Tune in at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit FMNE.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com. Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. As we welcome you back to Sports Nightly, I'm Jessica Coody, and big day coming up at game day tomorrow, as it is the Nebraska's Military Appreciation Game. Lots of events, lots of features that we will be doing to honor the armed forces. And one of those things is the Operation Hat Trick, which Nebraska is involved in. And to help us learn a little bit more about that and to talk a little bit more about that is Lonna Henrichs, the Director of Licensing and Branding. Thank you so much. And you're wearing one of the hoodies, which we will talk about.
Yeah.
So I guess first of all, tell us about Operation Hat Trick, what it is and how Nebraska got involved with it.
Yeah, so we have been with Operation Hat Trick, or working with them since 2014. They generate awareness and support for wounded service members and veterans, and they do that by the sale of branded merchandise like what you see that I'm wearing today. It all got started in 2008 by a lady named Dot Sheehan. She was at home listening to the radio, and they were doing a broadcast, and they were asking, like, what is the #1 thing that these wounded service members with head wounds, when they come home, what are they asking for? And it was baseball caps. And she is a hockey fan, and so she thought to herself, well, the local hockey team here in town, they every time a hockey player scores a hat trick, it's 3 or more goals, all these fans throw all their hats onto the ice. And she's like, well, what do they do with these hats? So she reached out to this local hockey team, asked them if they'd be willing to donate these hats back to these service members, and they were like, absolutely, yeah. So that's where Operation Hat Trick was born.
Awesome.
And then moved to 2012. It's started to get some national attention, and then in 2014 is when a whole bunch of universities like us got involved.
So tell us, okay, about the line, and proceeds go back to Operation Hat Trick, right?
Yes. So you can find anything from a t-shirt, a sweatshirt like what I'm wearing, a baseball hat, a beanie. You can get a coffee cup. You can get tailgate games. Really anything that you can think of, we have partnered with Operation Hat Trick on. And Nebraska specifically, Operation Hat Trick on our behalf has donated over $18,000 back to Nebraska veterans to 2 specific organizations. One was in 2018. They donated $10,000 back to Heroes into Homes. And then in 2020, they donated back to the Lincoln Community Foundation's Veteran Service Initiative.
That's awesome. And where can people find the line? Where can they buy it, purchase it, all that good stuff?
Yes, shop.huskers.com, online all the time. And then on Saturday, so tomorrow, you can go to the East Stadium Plaza to the Fanatics trailer, or on Stadium Drive at the Adidas container, and we will have everything that you could want there.
That's awesome. Well, it's not just about the clothing line. You also had a visit, a special visit. They posted a picture of it on Nebraska Huskers social media last week, but last Friday before the game, some members of Operation Hat Trick, some Armed Forces members came and met with the team. They got to take in practice. You were involved in that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we invited 9 military, active and military veterans to practice It was such a special day. They all got here in the morning. We got them suited up with some Operation Hat Trick gear, and we took them to practice. They were able to watch practice. They got introduced to the team, which was really powerful. All of our football players came up and shook their hand. Each one was introduced. They got to sort of share their story. And then we brought them over to the training table, and they had lunch with Trev Alberts, and then they're going to come back tomorrow and be a part of the tunnel walk.
How important is that for Nebraska to be involved in that? It's one thing just to, donate money, but to actually have these events and to give back and to honor our armed forces on the Military Appreciation Day every single year.
Yeah, I've been here now for over 10 years, and I always like to say, we do this for Military Appreciation Day or during November, but Nebraska is really known for supporting our veterans 365 days a year, whether it's through bringing them to games, whether it's through tickets, whether it's to shout outs on the big screen. Our fans and this athletic department really support the military.
Visiting with Lonna Henrichs, the Director of Licensing and Branding. Hey, before I let you get out of here, I did want to go back because we haven't had you on. You were a big part of helping launch Tom Osborne's line.
Yes.
Which is now a little over a year into existence. What was that like working with Coach Osborne and designing the line?
Well, he was really hesitant. Thankfully, he was my athletic director when I first started, so we had a prior relationship. So it did take some convincing to get him to do it, but when half of the proceeds go back to teammates, it was maybe an easier yes then. But it's been really fun. I mean, we're just trying to make it sort of a sub-brand of Nebraska athletics, something that you can wear out onto the golf course, something you can wear into the office, and maybe it doesn't scream the big red N, but your buddy on the golf course is still going to know that you're repping Tom Osborne and you're repping Husker athletics. And then again, the proceeds going back to help teammates is really what it's all about. So.
Why did you have the idea to design the line with T.O.?
Well, years ago, I would say 8 or 10 years ago, I was at a convention and some other schools, I won't name them, but maybe one in Florida, did this with a former coach, and I just thought, man, our fans would love something that has to do with Coach Osborne, but I knew he wouldn't probably sign on while he was athletic director. So I just sort of kept this idea in my back pocket, and then the timing seemed to be right, and it's really taken off. Our fans seem to love it, and it's going to be an evergreen program. So every year we're going to come out with new designs, and every year hopefully we can honor it when we do our teammates game.
The last time we had Trev Alberts on his show here, he mentioned you by name, so now people can put a face to the name.
Yeah.
There's a new Herbie coming out.
There is.
How is that, and helping design that, and how excited are you for his debut?
Well, debut is going to be coming in the spring of next year. I'm excited and I'm so nervous all at the same time. We've been working with a company called Torch Creative. They're really the ones that have done all the designing. And then they, email Trev and I, and we say, yes, we like this. No, we don't like this. Our fans are going to like it. It's going to be very recognizable. And I'm really excited for the spring for our fans to see it.
And what were those conversations like when you started talking with Trev and he, had the idea and you guys, because he gave you a ton of credit, and so how that process kind of evolved?
Well, at first I was like, you want to do what? You want to change Herbie's? Like, this is going to be a big undertaking. So, we've been working on this. I think it was the first week that he was on the job. I was going to introduce myself to him in the hallway, and he was like, you do branding? I'm like, yes. He's like, here's what I want to do. And so I was like, okay, here we go. And he's like, I have this company that we worked with at UNO, and they really helped us. And so it's just been a lot of back and forth phone calls and emails and Google searches, and what other mascot bodies look like, and what does other hair, we're talking hair samples even that we've been working on. It's been a wild ride.
Has this been the first of your career designing a mascot like this?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you?
Thankfully, we have some pictures to look back on, but who knew what all went into a new mascot? I had no idea.
That's awesome. I know you do so much behind the scenes, so glad that you were able to come on and talk to us a little about military appreciation, Herbie, all the things that you're working on. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And that is Lonna Henrichs, Director of Licensing and Branding here at Nebraska. Gonna get a break here on Sports Nightly, but buckle up and put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Back with more coming up right after this.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
Yeah, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
No, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry, bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
Deep left side Bourne with a long-range three. You betcha! Izzy Bourne with a triple.
Hey, Huskers fans, this Monday, join us for a double dose of Nebraska basketball. Matt Coatney and Jeff Greash are live at 11:45 a.m. as Nebraska women's basketball tips off their season against the Omaha Mavericks. Then at 6, Nebraska men's hoops starts their season with a matchup against the Maine Black Bears. Ken Pavelka and Jake Muehlheisen take the airwaves at 6 p.m. Tune into your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Sideline Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
I'm the warmest. I'm the warmest, too. I'm so glad we called SOS before the coldest got here.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford. If your house is the coldest, call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Don't be like me in the winter. Take it from Dakota.
SOS to the rescue. SOS. SOS.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimate CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody, back with you on a Friday night. You wanted to add something to your interview. Terrific. I can't wait to go get some of these pieces of attire. This will be fantastic.
Hey, I got one to wear tomorrow.
What?
Yeah.
You're going to wear it tomorw.
Well,
that'll help you. It'll be one of your layers.
Yeah. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because it'll be underneath 85 layers, but I got a cool hoodie thing. It's awesome. But yeah, Lonna was going to mention too, so you heard us talking about the visit by some of the veterans, and they spoke to the team. They actually put out a video on social media. You can see some of it out right now. But she had mentioned Brad Larson was one of the guys that came to visit the team, and he was a sniper and lives in Grand Island, and he was a part of the bloodiest battles of the Afghan War, the Battle of Kamdesh, I believe, and they just put out a documentary on Netflix on it, and it's called Outpost, and again, out on Netflix, but she said it was unreal. She watched it, and again, he's from right here in Nebraska, but it was a cool opportunity for the players, and I'm actually working on a piece with Hunter Anthony, who he has a tie to the military, and that's going to be in Coach Joseph's show on Sunday on the TV show. But he met and chatted with one of the guys that was there, and it hits home for him. So lots of things going on tomorrow for the military appreciation game, and it's more than just one game, and that's kind of what Hunter was wanting to express, is that this is an everyday thing for these veterans, and so we want to make sure and remember that, not just on the football game day when we have the military appreciation day, but every single day.
Keep them in mind year-round. We are a week away from Veterans Day. It's next Friday, but because we don't have a home game next week, the Huskers are going to honor all the branches of the military tomorrow. Again, a great pregame show. Get in your seats and watch the pregame show tomorrow. 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question or fire off a text. That's our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime. They've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. We've been watching Husker wrestling. They are losing right now to North Dakota State. They're in the next to last match, which just went to overtime. Huskers need to win the last two matches to win the duel. And Silas Aldred was in the 197 category, was ahead, but the North Dakota State wrestler got a point in the last 5 seconds to force the overtime. But I think Silas just finished him off with a 2-point and wins the match 4-2. So we got a shot.
I mean, this is coming out of the wire.
Comes out of the heavyweight.
Yeah. It does. So good challenge out of the gate. And there's a lot we were just counting it up during the break that, I know Coach is really excited about this team, but there's a lot of guys. There's only 2 that were in the lineup last year that are wrestling. And so, just you get a feel for it. And first one, maybe some jitters and figuring out, this college wrestling thing, it's different. So you got some guys in some new positions.
And no Ridge Lovett. He did not wrestle tonight. They are strongly looking at redshirting him for the year. He's not redshirted. give him an extra year of eligibility. So we'll keep monitoring that story. Carla on our text line said, wow, Kit Kats, Almond Joy, Rifle Team, Jeremiah, cold weather attire, prediction update. Jessica, I agree with your Georgia at home pick. Fun show. Anything Reese's has my vote for best candy anytime. Jessica, why don't you like oatmeal cookies? Is it the texture?
No, I don't like the taste of it. Carla literally got it all in one text, almost. So
impressive.
Almost everything we talked about. That's awesome. I don't like the taste of them at all, and I don't like raisins in my cookies. I don't know. It's weird.
But you do in your salads.
Craisins, not raisins. I like craisins.
Craisins.
Also, we have a question in the chat. How did Greg like wearing the Superman wig? Is a toupee in his future?
Well, I don't think it was a Superman. I think it was Elvis.
It was a 1950s wig. I called it an Elvis wig because it kind of looked like an Elvis wig. But it was a 1950s, doo-wop wig looking thing.
It was just a very unusual sensation on the top of my crown because I don't have anything up there. So, yeah, it was a very, very odd feeling. Yeah. Probably never again. Hey, optimize phosphorus performance for a stronger, earlier start using Avail T5 Phosphorus Fertilizer Enhancer. And register to win 160 acres of T5 treatment, valued at over $1,500 when you go online to cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation. Back with winners and losers. We won't do this for a month or so. We're back to do that next.
Touchdown, Nebraska!
If you're doing business in Nebraska, the best way to connect your organization with the excitement surrounding the Huskers is through a partnership with Nebraska Athletics. You can take your business to the next level by reaching loyal Husker fans through in-venue signage, digital and social media, radio advertising, and more.
Got it!
Join the Husker team today and email partners@huskers.com to learn more about opportunities to connect with Husker Nation. That's partners@huskers.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day by day, donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate. Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Look, honey, it's a falling star. Let's make a holiday wish.
No, that's a satellite.
Oh, there's another.
No, airplane.
So what are we supposed to wish on?
Let's enter non-winning Nebraska Lottery Holiday Wishes 2X, 10X, or 20X scratch tickets for a chance to win $1, $5, or $10,000. It's the Holiday Wishes Second Chance promotion.
Now the one over there has to be a falling star.
Yeah, sorry. Bottle rocket fired off by the college kid next door.
Promotion ends January 4th, 2023. Top prize odds vary by game.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody, about ready to wrap this show and week up of Sports Nightly. Early start tomorrow. Well, 7 a.m. action for pregame tomorrow.
Hey, 11 a.m. We like 2:30, but 11 a.m. I know Andrew likes 11 a.m. games. So,
well, let's get this one over, get a win, and then go watch Tennessee, Georgia. Right?
And players love 11 a.m. games too.
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't like to sit around in the hotel all day either. So
time for winners and losers. What do you have?
So my winner is going to be Jim Briggs, our listener who sent us in those costumes on Monday, but also he just said in the chat that he served in the Marine Corps. So with us celebrating the military tomorrow and all that, so my weekly winner is Jim Briggs.
Okay. Very good, Jim. Thank you again, Jim, for doing that.
And my loser is the Brooklyn Nets. I mean, what a week. Just
Disaster.
Kyrie and
Nash gone.
Nash and Kevin Durant wanting out. I mean, it's just a disaster in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
All right, revenge tour. What do you got?
My winner of the week is my sister, Danielle Dowdy, surprisingly.
Yes!
She was ghosting you all week.
She was ghosting me all week. I didn't know she was coming up for the game this week. My mom and sister got it perfect, so she came up and surprised me from Phoenix, Arizona, and just surprised me. I'm still a little shocked, and I still kind of have no breath because I was so excited. I was running around. I was like, I just didn't believe it.
I wish they would have come on, walked by when we were live, so that people could have seen your reaction. Because in the commercial break,
you've never moved that fast.
No, I haven't.
That made me believe you actually could run a fast 40.
Yeah, that was better than
because
the time
your
limit.
demonstrations before, I didn't believe you, but that right there, that was pretty quickly.
Sometime we're gonna do a full trial and error. We're gonna do it, so it'll be
save you from your embarrassment. I won't let you do that. Do you have a loser?
Loser. Same with Jessica. I had the Kyrie Irving situation with the Steve Nash, and now with KD, he's out. It's stuff's hitting the fan now in Brooklyn, and that's who I thought who was going to win a championship, but it's just not going what they want.
No, ugly situation right now. Tim, what do you have?
Well, I'm going to double dip on a winner I had. He's playing right now, and I do it again because I'm the hockey guy. But Lincoln's own Rutger McGroarty recorded, I said 2 weeks ago, his first goal. Well, he followed that up this past weekend, going into this week with a hat trick, which is 3 goals in 1 game. So that's my winner. You guys already took the Nets and Kyrie and everybody. So as far as losers, it's tough right now. I off the top of my head, I'm going to say, and I think we might have done this before, NFL primetime games. Last night was better, but Thursday night football, Monday night football, Sunday night football this year continues to be a bit of a bummer. At least yesterday was a little bit better, but most of the games this year have been boring.
They have been. And I'm not sure how well the Amazon thing's working, but...
Hey, this is funny. So, Pat Jones, longtime coach at Oklahoma State.
Does a radio show in Tulsa.
And he complains all the time that they're putting football games on the shopping network, on the shopping channel.
You know what was funny? I got an actual pamphlet in the mail from Amazon telling you how to find the game. That was in the mail. I was
He said, why do we have football games on the shopping network?
How about that? Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. You mentioned Jim and the costumes. How about Crypto the Candy, right?
Yes.
Give a shout out for him.
Thank you, Crypto.
The guys
we appreciate it.
My winner are the Houston Astros pitchers that combined 4 of them for a no-hitter. Only the second time in the history of the World Series we've had a no-hitter. It's been a terrific series. Last night's game was great. My loser, the Kansas Jayhawk basketball program. Trying to just get by with a little 4-game suspension right here. I talked to a buddy of mine who's an Oklahoma State Cowboy going, are you kidding me? Is that all they're going to get? We lost a whole postseason, and their violations were level 5.
$250 deal.
1.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma State lost a postseason.
You're the big winner.
Break.
You're the big winner, Greg. I wanted to bring that up. I wanted to bring that up, but I didn't want to get all in the details of it. KU is definitely...
Yeah.
They're doing some stuff that I can't say, but...
Brutal stuff. All right, early start, layer up. Do you need a ride back to the Haymarket?
I might.
Okay, it's pretty cold, unless you put your wig back on. All right, thanks everybody for being a part of this. I'm not sure what this was tonight. It's our Sports Nightly Hotline brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com. Anytime, they've got 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you were looking for with Woodhouse. Thanks everybody for listening. Bright and early tomorrow, 7 a.m., Husker game day. Go Big Red.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
It's harvest special time, and you can save $3 per foot or $3,900 per quarter-mile system now on a T&L pivot system. Pivots worked long hours this season battling dry weather to save top-dollar corn and soybean crops. But did your pivots work like no other? If not, it's time to invest in a reliable, safe, low-maintenance T&L irrigation system. Hydrostatic drives move these durable workhorses continuously across fields. So get an irrigation system that works as hard as you do. Contact T&L Irrigation, your local T&L dealer, or visit us online at TLIRR.com. T&L Irrigation Systems like no other.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm journalism student Sam Pineda with Campus News. UNL has been awarded over $14 million by the U.S. Department of Commerce to expand robotics research and teaching spaces, part of a $25 million award given to the state of Nebraska to advance robotics research. The funding will allow the university to educate and train the next generation of Nebraska workers, entrepreneurs, and innovators for careers of the future.
Hey Huskers fans, tomorrow, Nebraska football takes on Minnesota. Husker Game Day is live at 7 a.m. with Ben McLaughlin and Damon Benning. At 9, Greg Sharpe hosts Countdown to Kickoff, followed by the Mickey Joseph pregame show. At 11 a.m., Greg, Damon, and Jessica Coody bring you every angle of every play as the Huskers battle the Golden Gophers. After the game, Bill Dolman and Damon host the fifth quarter show. Then Greg will talk to Mickey Joseph and Jessica will speak to Huskers players before Matt Coatney and Jay Foreman talk to you on Big Red Reaction.